At the start of the story, the main character was betrayed and killed by his girlfriend and another man during the apocalypse. The two conspired against him, ensuring his death for their own gain. But instead of disappearing into nothingness, the main character woke up to find himself alive again, this time before the apocalypse began. He was on a bus, surrounded by people who were blissfully unaware of the horrors that awaited them. As he observed the passengers, he noticed that everyone was engrossed in a heated discussion about recent events. "Did you see the news?" someone exclaimed. "The goods in the Walmart warehouses in Jiangnan City have been completely emptied. They're saying the total value of those supplies is in the hundreds of billions." The main character, now armed with knowledge from his past life, couldn't hold back. He interjected confidently, claiming it was much more than that. "No," he said, "it should be in the tens of trillions. Open your eyes and see what's happening. The end of the world is coming." A man sitting nearby chuckled, clearly skeptical. "Really? The end of the world? Are you serious? If it's actually the end, I'm looking forward to it. At least then all living beings will finally be equal." Hearing this, the main character scoffed internally, thinking, equal? There's no such thing as equality, even in the apocalypse. Survival is a privilege for the strong, not a right for everyone. He reflected on how the apocalypse began in his past life. Due to the abnormal release of solar energy, the Earth's atmosphere had heated up dramatically. The sudden change had forced monstrous creatures hidden deep underground to emerge onto the surface. The world had turned upside down, plunging into chaos. Supplies became the most valuable resource, and even something as trivial as a pack of instant noodles could spark violence and bloodshed. As these thoughts swirled in his mind, a woman from the bus approached him, attempting to flirt and seduce him. However, he dismissed her advances coldly, saying, "I have more important things to do." Once the bus ride ended, he headed to his job at a supply store. As he walked through the door, a worker scolded him for being late by just 21 seconds, announcing, "Because you were late, half a day's salary will be deducted." The main character apologized briefly, suppressing the irritation bubbling within him, and went straight to the warehouse. In his past life, he remembered how his boss had fled the moment the apocalypse began, leaving the store's supplies behind. Back then, he hadn't been able to take advantage of this, but this time, he vowed, things would be different. Activating his ability, he used his Space Unfold skill to store all the supplies in the warehouse. The ability ensured that the food and other items would remain fresh indefinitely, no matter how long they were kept. Feeling a sense of triumph, he thought to himself, "Finally, I won't have to eat dirt or fight for scraps in this life." Moments later, his coworkers entered the supply room, only to find it completely empty. Staring in disbelief, they demanded an explanation. "Where are all the supplies?" one of them shouted. The main character, calm and unbothered, replied casually, "I took everything." The workers stood frozen in shock before rushing toward him to try and stop him. But before they could lay a hand on him, he activated his space teleportation ability and disappeared without a trace.